Am on another Friday. Which day is today? This is October 28th, 2022. And I don't know how many ZDTVs this has been, but it's another one. There's that. I'm Clint, as you may or may not remember or know. And today I'm going to be taking us on a working tour. So what does that mean? Let's show the normal slide that I always show. We do have a nice new logo. This is a working session. So Ziggy has his hard hat on and he's got a crane in the background and he's putting that T in place. Thank you, Dave Finger. Very nicely done on such short notice for a cute little working session ZDTV. Important to have different thumbnails so people know it's not just a regular ZDTV. This is a working session ZDTV. Just me today. Ken's going to be doing some awesome work on our dock, which, speaking of which, we're going to unveil. If you haven't seen our new dock page, you're going to love it. And if you don't love it, I don't care because I love it. So I hope you love it. I do care. I care. All right, so let's just do the normal thing. We always read our release notes. Thankfully, release notes this week, there are none. We didn't have a release since 26.10, so no release notes to be found. That means we get to go right into our working session. So let's bring up the old GitHub here. You can see I've already got it on the screen. This is the SDK Golang. I'm also going to start fresh and clean. I have cheated just a little bit. 10 minutes ago, I spun up a brand new instance in Amazon. And with that brand new instance, I'm going to follow the quick start, and then I'm going to go through the Golang SDKs. So if you've seen the quick start 100 times, well, this will be 101. So let's go ahead and let's bring up the quick start, shall we? Let's look at our nice new doc page, openzd.github.io. Clean. We got some white. That's nice. We got a couple banners in here. Lovely. Some tabs, some getting started. This is the part that we're really looking for. We want to build our own network. So there's 4 choices. You can choose to do everything locally. I'm going to not do that. I don't know why I didn't do it that way, but I didn't. We can build everything with Docker. We can use Docker Compose. Those are usually the local options. Now you can, of course, if you're familiar with Docker and know how to host it, you can host it anywhere you want using any of these options. But I'm going to follow this host it myself. I have a server option. Let's go ahead and click on that. We'll see our nice new layouts. We see a cool new search. I could have searched for anywhere, host it anywhere. And here we are. Lovely, lovely. So I said before I cheated. One of the things I cheated on is I already have opened my firewall. Now I have another instance, T2 Micro, by the way, tiny little device running out in Amazon. And I already have a security group, which has these 4 ports opened, although I'm going to only use 8441, 4042, and 443. I don't know if I'm going to use the ZAC. Maybe I won't use the ZAC. I'm probably going to stay with CLI commands. Now I'm going to follow the express install. So the first thing it wants me to do is it wants me to set my external DNS. So why don't we cruise on over? This is in the wrong window. Put it over here. Now it's usable. All right, so let's cruise on over to, I'm in Amazon already. Let's just cheat. We'll exit. So that's my external ID. Let's see. So I'm going to SSH back to CD AWS2, and I'm going to set my external ID to be this thing. Sorry, external DNS. And then once I've done that, I can follow along. I'm going to have to do this. So let me do these things. I think I actually need curl too. We'll see what happens. Last time I tried this, I think curl and wget were both missing. So I might need to add curl and wget into the packaging. We also probably should unify on and pick one or the other. We shouldn't need both. But let's see what happens here. All right, well, while that goes, I'm going to go and grab the next little set of commands. So this first command sets my external IP address. That's useful in case you're working from a machine that doesn't have a external DNS name, but the external IP it's not strictly necessary, but it's nice to see. Oh yeah, I forgot Docusaurus has this nice new copy functionality. So let's just copy that whole block because we didn't have that before with doc effects. Poor doc effects. I tell you, Microsoft, I really feel like you let me down. Like 3 years ago, doc effects was pretty good. Now it's hot garbage. So we're gonna get rid of doc effects. Oh, wait a minute, we already did. So we got rid of doc effects and we've replaced it with Docusaurus. If you haven't checked out Docusaurus, check it out. Open source from Facebook. Cool little project. It's how we built our doc. Let's go ahead and paste this. So let's see what happens now. If I copy and I paste. Okay, Express install seems to be running. It's going out. It pulled down the latest version of Ziti from GitHub. It's not going to go through and generate me a full PKI. This is a somewhat cumbersome step if you have to do it yourself. Thankfully, the quick start does all of this for me. And it even goes a little bit above and beyond. It makes this signing intermediate. It makes a signing CA. It makes a spurious intermediate. Makes all kinds of CA PKI for you to inspect and check out and see how it does and what it does and why it does its things. Now we have everything set up. Actually, I might check out to see one of the bugs we had recently with the quick start was around the the service edge router policy. Yeah, SERP. We had the wrong attribute used. So I'm going to check that out in a second too. Now, this is something we have to fix. When I copy, I'm going to copy all of this down here. And really, I don't want it to copy all of this. So I'm just going to copy these two little bits. Make a systemd unit file for my controller and my router. Fantastic. They're both written. And now I can copy all of this. So this is going to put the systemd unit files in the right place, reload systemd, start them both up. I think another thing is I should do a sudo systemctl enable, I think, ZD controller. Yeah, I need to enable them. So I think start needs to be moved to enable, or both of those commands need to be in here. ZD router. All right, so now if this machine bounces, it'll come right back up again. All right, and I think that should be good to go. Let's see. Oh, already did that. So now we're going to just make sure our stuff is running. Let's go ahead and make sure. Paste those two commands. I see green, active running, and there you have it. That's all it takes in order to start your entire ZD environment. I've been blathering on for 8 minutes, but if you have done this before or didn't have to stop and explain everything, you could see that could have taken me a grand total of 5 minutes, maybe. Anyway, that is our network all set up. So I should be able to ZD log into that thing. Actually, what I'm going to do, where is our, another thing we need right here is a change the password. I know we have a change the password somewhere else. Password. Yeah, we have it in the ZAC, but we don't have it anywhere else. And so probably should change that really quick. Let me do that. Let me see if I remember how to do that. If anybody's out there who remembers how to change the password, remind me. That'd be useful because I always do it with the ZAC. Maybe I'll just install the ZAC and do it that way. But if any of my friends are going to message me a nice little how to change the password from the CLI, I can show that. I had it somewhere. I do not know where. You know what? Maybe I'll try the search. Password. Name password. Actually, I need it with the ZD CLI, don't I? ZD Edge. Don't know the list authenticators. Anybody? No. I'm gonna install ZAC because that's the way I know how to do it off the top of my head. Well, let's see, ZAC installation. Let's bring this back over here, and we will do git clone. And then we will do these things. Chug. And then we will do these things. Oh boy, that's going to chug for a bit, isn't it? Look at how slow that is. Nobody has messaged me yet with how to change my password through the CLI. I know it's somewhere. I know it's somewhere. I don't know where it is. So I'll just keep looking over here. We can watch the paint dry. ZD change password. Look at Geoff coming to my nope, this one. Coming to my aid. Let's see, that's going to be running. So let's make a new window. SSH CD AWS 2 Ziti Edge update authentic. Oh, I'm going to need to make that to AOTH authenticate or UPDB identity default admin password. Like I'm going to show you. CD command not found. I didn't source my file. ZD quick start ip.env. And my password seems to be changed. Change that environment file. This is another thing that I know we need to do is to randomize the password so that it's not the same every time. Let's resource my file. Do a ZD login. Hey, clear that. Exit. Thank you, Geoff. Thank you for being my savior. Appreciate that. Oh, let's see. Well, that's fun. I don't know what's going on with Zach, and it's trying to restart some services. I don't particularly know or care. Let's hope it doesn't cause any troubles. That's new to me. I haven't seen Zach do that yet. Actually, let's get rid of this. It's still going to chug through. Okay, so let's go back. We'll let Zach install, even though we're not going to end up using it, I don't think. So we got Zach installed. We got ZD CLI installed. And so now I should be able to go to the Golang SDK and pull some samples. So what I'm going to do for that is, okay, this is chugged along. Great. I'm going to open up a new window down below here. And this is my local development environment. I'm going to change to the OpenZD. No, I want to change up a folder. I want to make a new directory called October 28. To October 28. And then here I'm going to clone the SDK. All right. I've already installed Go as well. So if you don't have Go installed, you need to have Go installed. Let's see if I go build. Happens. Nothing. All right. Well, it doesn't matter. Let me change to the, and you know what? Let me read the README. I should just start with the README. All right. SDK for Golang, modern, programmable, amazing, enrollment. You need to have run the ZD enroller. Well, there's a fun little change that we need to make. ZD enroller has not been a thing for quite some time. So let's change that out for ZD Edge enroll, because that's more likely what we need to do. And then this whole ZD SDK config is also relatively old. You can still use it, but I know for a fact, because I did the pull requests, that, well, I don't know for a fact. I'm pretty sure all of the samples were changed to not require that. So let's go into examples. Okay, look at nice little top level README, contains examples showing how to use the OpenZD Go SDK. Building the samples, need Go 1.19 nowadays. You need GCC. Build all of the examples. Place in a folder labeled build. All right, so CD to example. Example. That's why it didn't work before. All right, CD to example. Okay. Make a directory called build. I couldn't copy all that, but I could copy most of it if that CD wasn't there. Make a directory build, run go mod tidy, and then go build -o build Off she goes. All right. Chug, chug, chug. All right. So what do we got for some samples? We've got chat. We'll get chat P2P, curl Z, simple server, gRPC, influx client, reflect, zcat, zping. Any first one? Should I just start at the top and work my way down? I don't know which one makes the most sense. I think maybe like the reflex server and zcat, these guys are really kind of similar. Maybe I'll start with the reflect server. Let's try that. Nice little hyperlink. That's a nice thing. This example is a simple reflex server. Send some bytes. Server responds bytes. Example demonstrates binding a service, dialing a service. Does it bind a service by identity? That's what I guess we'll find out. Bidirectional communication requirements 118 or later. Interesting. I don't know if that's accurate. Open ZD network. Yeah. Follow a quick start. Well, we already did that. CLI. Yeah, I usually capitalize that, but whatever. Build the example. Let's see. So what we should probably do instead of repo root dir is actually say dollar repo root dir. And then I can just set that in my shell and reference it. And then, of course, if you're on Windows, like some of us, like me, you might have to use percentages. But hopefully a Windows person will figure that out. Or, like me, you can just use Windows Subsystem for Linux, because then you don't have to worry about that sort of stuff. We have a nice environment. So let's do that. Let's see. We'll change into this location. It would be useful to define the example folder as well. Yeah, see, for that reason, I didn't even pay attention. So you need to reflect. Go build main.go. Run it. See if it works. Okay, that built. Set up using the CLI. These steps will configure the reflect service. Use the OpenZD CLI. All right, I'm going to have to make sure I don't have a ZD command to add ZD. My ZD's old. Let's see if it'll work. ZD login, edge login. And I think I got to give it this. 8441. Yes. Okay. Using that username. Invalid auth. Okay. At least it didn't use the. Oh no, maybe not. Let's try this again. Okay. Well, I am invalid authing. Let's go to up here. Type ZD. Login. Let's set up. So another thing I do when I have a first initial environment, when I make a quick start, I will let's see. Let's do it this way. I will source the $home/.zd/quick. Oops, I don't want to do that. Quick start / host name. Host. Oh, there you go. .env. I will always source this particular file after running a quick start. Then I will edit my bash rc to do that. So every time I come back in here, my ZD login command will be there. And then I'll have to muck around with that. So there we go. I did a ZD login. I don't know what I've done wrong down here. I'm not going to find out. I'll just SCP the file if I need to SCP the file. All right. Oh, it even tells me. Well, maybe I'll try supplying. Okay, I'll try one more time. ZD edge login. -u admin. See, it's worth trying again. I needed to do a -u up here. That's interesting that the username was this. Oh, because I've logged in somewhere else before. Interesting. Well, All right, that's fine. I just didn't, as I don't do often, I didn't read the output. But now I'm logged in, so now I should be able to do ZD Edge. The other thing I like to do is ZD completion bash. If you source this, no, hmm, hmm, I don't remember how to do this. ZD AWS. Well, look at how I did it in here. What, like ZD completions? Huh. All right. Well, let's do ZD completions then out to that location and then source that. Okay. Well, that's what I need to do. So we'll do it up here. ZD completion bash out to that directory, that folder, that file name, vi.bash rc. Go to the end, source that. So now when I come back into my new shell, ZD edge tab, list tab, identities tab, I get tab completion. Okay, perfect. I've got a couple routers. Let's see if I can do that down here. ZD edge list. Oh, I didn't do my tab. Yeah, look at that. Identities. Cool. Same thing. All right. Well, now I can maybe make this bigger because I don't need to be up on that machine. I'm doing this all locally now. So now I want to run this script to create everything you need. Echo create the service. So I'm going to ZD edge create service, reflex service, role attributes, reflex service. Okay. So that will add an attribute to the service called reflex service. I will make an identity called client and server, 2 identities. I'll enroll them using ZD edge enroll. ZD edge create service policy, dial, add some dial capabilities and bind capabilities. Again, zero trust overlay network. You need to authorize your individual identities. So we'll authorize servers to be reflex servers, clients to be reflect dialers, and then make a couple of policies. I think this is unnecessary because we have a blanket edge router policy. I'm pretty sure, but we'll run it anyway. And then we'll check our services. Probably could also add ZD Edge Policy Advisor identities on that. Well, let's copy it. Let's paste it. We'll see what happens. Chug, chug, chug. Generating a key, enrolling. Chug, chug, chug. Hit the enter key. All right, so we can see the Reflect service has a Reflect client, which is able to dial. And the Reflect service has a Reflect server, which is able to bind. Lovely. Run the server. Yeah, so that has the smallest of bugs, /main. Got to have that / in the old Ubuntu realm. So now it says it's ready for connections. Run the client. I need to make a new window. So let's do this, and then do this, and then CD to this, and then where's that copy button? There it is. Copy this, run this. Same bug, /main. Hi there, this is the client. It sent, hi there, this is the client. You sent me, hi there, this is the client. So this has sent information to the server and then sent it back again. Let's take a look at the actual code. What's actually in here? What did main do? Should we look at it here? Example output. Yeah, tear down. Okay. We'll leave all that in place. Let's go look at main. All right, we're initializing a logger, initializing Cobra, which is a sweet CLI generator tool, setting some pretty colors. setting the log level, adding some flag for both the identity name, the service name. Oh, I didn't even explore that. Let's look. So I had to pass the -I reflect server. So that is the identity. And then I had to pass the service name -S, or I could have used service name. Let's just test that theory. Can I have supplied the longer form? I sure could. All right. Mark them as required. Okay. This is all just CLI setup. Nothing ZD at all in there. Cobra command, nothing ZD at all in there. More Cobra. Execute the command. Get config. Did I miss the ZD bit? Where's the ZD bit in here? It's going to execute the command. It's going to be boop, boop, boop. Where's the command? Where is it? It's in here somewhere. Subcommand. Command.getServer. Get config. That's what it's going to run. New config from file. And then gets all the configs. Where is the actual function that it runs? I am right there. Root command. Whew, here it is. I found it. We did it. All right. So client command and server command. There it is. Oh, command.client. It's right there. It's right in front of me the entire time. And so command is the package. Let's go back and find command and client. Okay. Here we got some protocol hostname import. Service config used anywhere in here? Sure isn't. I wonder why that's there still. I don't see it used. All right, so here's the client. Get a ZD context from the ZD config. If it finds it, okay. Otherwise, panic. Found the service name. Oh, I should look at the server first. Let's look at the server. All right, so here's my server. I'm going to make a new listener, and I'm going to make a new context, and then I'm going to call listen, and listen on the particular service name, and then I'm going to call a function called serve listener. And so there's no Go channels involved in this. It's just going to accept. Where's the accept? Right there. Oh, there's a Go channel or a Go routine. So go and then accept. So every new connection will spawn off one of these new Go routines. And we're going to accept. And we're going to make a reader and a writer, or a writer and a reader. We're going to read to a new line. And then we're going to write the response. Okay, so where's the ZD bits in here? Let's look for the ZD bits. This is just accepting a netcon. Notice that's just a netcon. That's nothing. There's no ZD bits here, no ZD bits here. Line is just a line. That's nothing ZD at all in any of this. We're just writing netcon. So where's the ZD bit? Listener.accept. So that's a net.listener. Again, no ZD at all to be through here. So what is it? It's really just that. So the whole entire program is totally just regular Go, other than this particular line, new context with config. And so what does that do? If we go into this is going to go into the SDK. It's going to new config. Come on, you won't let me go there, Golang. I might have to just open this up in an editor. It's right here. And this is just going to do some SDK work. What's the word I'm looking for here? It's going to make a new, what's the word I'm looking for? Not context. This is the ZD context that it returns. So if we can go into this thing, there we go. All right. So it will return a new interface, which has the particular functions that are relevant and interesting to a ZD context, one of which is that listen with options, or just plain old listen. And you see it returns an edge listener. An edge listener is a net listener. You can see it is a net listener, which is nice. So the only bits of ZD that you need to do in order to make this whole entire thing work with ZD is replace that one line, which is pretty neat. All right. Well, we got one done. Maybe I shouldn't talk so much about each one, but that's one. Let's hit the back button a bunch. So we successfully ran the Reflect server and client. What if I'm going to try Zcat, but I'm going to use Zcat with the Reflect server. So I'm going to run the Reflect server. Well, maybe I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Let me run the Zcat example first. Netcat-like application shows how to use Zcat. Addressable terminators. Be nice. We should add a document what an addressable terminator is, and then we should add a link from here to the what an addressable terminator is. This function demonstrates dialing a service, binding a service using addressable terminators. Need a network. Yeah, I mean, I think we probably could just boil all of these out and say, go look at the samples prerequisites, which should be like, up at the root level. Open Ziti CLI is netcat tool, build, refer to the example README to the build the samples. Okay. Same thing for requirements, refer to the example requirements. All right, so setup will configure, create a Zcat service, an identity to dial the service, the config to connect to the service config to connect the service to the overlay. It's a lot of words named service in there. The service policy is required to authorize the identities. Log into Ziti. We've already done this. List our edge routers. Ooh, that's exciting. We haven't done that one yet. Let's go ahead and list our edge routers. It's a little ugly because I got two things. Ziti edge update identity. Name of edge router. That's this guy. And add an attribute called Zcat servers. Unknown -a Ziti edge update identity. Let's drop this into apostrophes. Oh, okay. -a. Let's throw the old -h on this. No -h. Give me no help, huh? Ziti edge up. Let's see if I Ziti edge update identity IP -a Zcat servers. Interesting. That looks No, that's the problem. Identity spelling problem right there. Okay, so Ziti edge update identity. We did that. Run this script to do everything we need. Again, need to replace these with like a actual variable or something. Example.build. I gotta see build. CD to example build. I'm in example build. Okay, it's gonna work. Rest of these things. Big bucket copy and paste. Trusting, very trusting. All right, so now we have a Zcat client. No Zcat server. Oh, we don't have a Zcat server. We have a router doing the Zcatting. That's okay. So I need to be able to SSH to my router. That's a small little detail that I think is missing here. Let's run netcat. This should say SSH to your router and run this, which I'll do because I've already done that right up here. I'm going to run it up here. So we'll run netcat, which comes for free on Ubuntu. And I should be able to run this. Oh, I am connected. Look at that. Pops out on the top. You most certainly are, my good sir. Perfect. Well, we have successfully run the netcat example. That's cool. One little small change. Run the listener. Example output. Yeah, I just did the whole thing. Set up using OpenZT CLI. What is part 2? What is part 2? Just says set up using the OpenZT CLI. This should tell me what part 1 is. This does not tell me what part 1 is. It just says set up with a CLI. Does it say what part 2 and 1 are up above? Let's see. Part 1 and 2. I don't particularly see part 1 and 2 declared. It does explain it to me, but it probably should have a better, more descriptive title. So let's see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to make an addressable terminator. Oops, I got some chats here. They're at the top, says Geoff. Let's see. Let's challenge Geoff. At the top. I don't see 1 and 2. In my eyes, I don't see it. I could use a better title. Just saying, Geoff. Just saying. All right, let's keep going. So we're going to do a Zcat addressable service, 2 identities, service connect to over the overlay, log into Ziti. Okay, same. If you didn't perform part 1, I did part 1, so I'm just going to skip this. Run this script. I'm in that directory, so I'll just copy all of this. Ooh, notice that my netcat didn't keep listening. So if you do this at home, make sure you notice you can make netcat keep listening with a K flag if you are so inclined, or not, but just an FYI. All right, so we did all that. Refer to the documentation, run the netcat listener. That's nice. So it knows, maybe Geoff knows that that was going to disconnect. Rerun the listener. Run the Zcat application. Name of the edge router. Okay, Zcat addressable. Name of the edge router. And then this. I've done it again. Did I copy and paste everything? No, I did not. On me. Am I addressable? No, are you? Whoops. Are you addressable? I say, good sir. I am. Very nice. Very nice. Now, it would be interesting. So I wonder if I could. Well, maybe I'll just keep going. That was good. So we got through that one. Let's look at this code. See if this does anything more interesting or different. Zcat.go. That's very small. It's one file. Oh, some of the same stuff. Identities, verbose, retry, formatter, Cobra commands, some formatting stuff. Run the function. I didn't finish part 2. I gotta go back and finish part 2. Geoff says I didn't finish part 2. Let's go to the end. Tear down part 1. Everything you need. I did all those things. I did that. I did not do this. Run the Zcat application and send something to the example user. Okay, do I close this? I must leave it running. Let's say, I'm gonna pretend I leave it running. We'll see if that's the correct thing to do. And then let's do this, and over here we do this. Say no. Okay, let me get me off the screen for a moment. All right, unable to dial service Zcat addressable. Example user -I Zcat client. I have a feeling this should have been example user, maybe. Oh, example, is that the name? Zcat client is named example.user. Did I make all these things? Did I not do it right? Let's see. I do have an example user. Did I not run this? Do I not have example user.jwt? Let's see. do have example user.jwt. I've been enrolled. How did that happen? Maybe I did it. It's right there. How did I not copy all the commands? Oh, this doesn't have ZD on it. Example user.jwt. Huh. Well, I'll have to go back to the play-by-play to see how I screwed that up. I thought I copied them all. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, this might have just fallen all off the rails. I do think this needs to be example though. Is that true, Geoff? Example. How, why won't you give me example user.json? Oh, I was supposed to enroll it with a ZDE. Well, I cheated. I'm going to do it this way instead. Does it matter? Does it matter? Now I need to know. I didn't read. Oh no. Oh no. I've done something terribly wrong. It didn't say to use a desktop edge in these instructions. I followed. I'm pretty sure I copied and pasted all these things. Did I not get far enough or something? I don't know. I wonder how I went wrong. I'm also interested in what's going on here. So I was supposed to, let's see if I just didn't read. I don't read a lot, as we've already covered. I don't, ZD Edge and roll, Zcat client. I did that. I was supposed to not do step 4. Refer to the example user. Oh, look at that. I just read right past that. Read right past that, Geoff. Thanks for that. Thanks for being out there and saving me. You could have been on this live stream, and saved me. But it's all right. Next time, maybe. Okay, well, we'll call that a win. We'll put that in the win column too, because I don't know what I screwed up. It's 11:42. I've only gotten through 2 of these. Simple server. So these are all basically this. Let's do simple server though. Let's do a simple server. All right. This example illustrates how to embed zero trust connectivity into your. You need to have yes. Hey, wait. Actually, I keep forgetting. For those of you who aren't following along in the chat, Geoff also needs to update his little Yahoo avatar. Told me step 4, which is what I clearly did not follow, and then his response to whether he should have been on this live stream. I can send you the link if you want. You can come in the last minutes here and save the day. But all right, this is zero trust connectivity in client-side code, server-side code. The server now listens on the OpenZD overlay, not the layer 3 IP-based network. Cool. Binding a service and listening for HTTP connections. Nice. Access. I'm going to read it this time. I'm going to read it all. Refer to the example README. I've already done that. I'm not going to go there. Set up the OpenZD CLI. Set up using the OpenZD CLI. It seems like a H1. Is this an H1? Seems awfully big. Maybe not. Maybe it's just because I have the font size cranked up. All right. Set up using the OpenZD CLI. Simple service, identity to bind the service, identity to connect the service configs to connect the service to the overlay, log into, tend to prefer OpenZD, but all right, log into ZD. I would say the controller. I've already done that. Same problem here. Gonna go, let's make sure I'm in the right, all right, let's close everything down, make sure it's all gone. So CD to example build, that's where I'm at. And let's copy everything. Make sure it's everything this time. Geoff, you've seen it was everything. All right. Button, make it go. Do some enrollments. See some stuff pop out. whole bunch of policy advisor output nowadays because I've got so many services, all kinds of good stuff. Looks good to me. Run the simple server. Okay. Listening for requests. Excellent. Enroll the client identity. Gives me no indication as to how to enroll this. I assume with my ZD Desktop Edge for Windows. But if you're using Linux or Mac, you could do it on, you know what? Should we do it on Mac? Let's do it on Mac. Let me log into my ancient, whoops, I got to do it. I know I can do it. I can't enroll it via CLI on the Mac. I have to do it through the UI. So let me connect it to my terrible old Mac. Put it over here. Okay, here's my ZD Desktop Edge for Mac. I'm going to leave that there for the moment. And then we'll go back to the instructions. So I must have some client identity somewhere. I'll cancel this I don't have to cancel this second. Oops, I'm going to be in the right window. So clear, that's the wrong place, clear. Okay, so now here I should have a simple client.jwtscp simple client to the Mac Mini. Go back over to here, click on the old plus. Did I click on it? I sure did. Find simple client, open it, click enroll. Okay, got some greens. I got a simple service. Look at that, how very nice. Let's go back to the dock. Curl commands. I love that we're issuing curl commands, but I mean, I got a Mac Mini there. It's got a whole little UI. Switch to CD Mac Mini. Copy and paste. Oh, to a.text. My Mac Mini terminal cat a.text. Copy curl to paste. Could not reserve curl. Use the home key because I have no Mac keyboard. Failed to connect to port 8080. Geoff, have I done a good job of following this time? It says 8080, but it says simple service. Name simple service. ID simple service. Doesn't show me. It does, where does it tell me my address is? Am I going to? It's sanitize your command. Oh. Matches found for local. Why is it going to local host? Shouldn't it be going to simple service.zd? Simple service.zd. Oh. I'm not a Mac ZD Desktop Edge for Windows guy. Or ZD Desktop Edge for Mac guy. More of a Windows guy. Like Mac is not my home. But I thought shouldn't it be simple service, Geoff? It is telling me simple service.zd, right? Shouldn't that be where I'm going? No. No matches found. Why is it? is there a why is it doing no matches found? That's another question. Something's going on there. Curl http colon slash slash. Oh. Oh. So I see. Now I have this has confused me. Look at that. So, all right, I get it. So, thank you, Geoff. Let me put Jeff's answer here on the screen. Oh yeah, I'll bring myself back on the screen too, so you can enjoy that. Um, so the simple server, this example, spins up two different listening places. The first place that is listening is actually on my local computer. So if I bring up a new window here, if I'm in the right place, here I should be able to do a curl to HTTP localhost colon 8080 mark name equals Clint. And then you can see clearly that I received my response. It said saying hello to Clint because Clint, I don't know what I did there. Because Clint was what was supplied here. Now that's what I didn't realize, Geoff. So probably could use a little bit of exposition around this. I didn't even notice that. Now this should work from my Mac client though. So I'm going to copy it and paste it and do it from here because this should work per Geoff. Although it is sanitizing these things, which is annoying. Should be right? No slash there. That's weird. No matches found. Why does it tell me that? Okay. So I think you need a slash on that bad boy. That's interesting. Matches found. Oh, is the thing on the other side responding like that? Like I can see the who are you asking for introduction. I see that, but it's not working for me, which is interesting. Any ideas as to what I screwed up there, Geoff? From now this middle window. Let me get rid of this because this is my local machine. This window, actually, having that window there keeps it above me. So, oh, I'm doing curl again. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. I can feel it. Look, why did it put a? Oh! I get it. The it's a bash thing. So, I can't take out the question mark because bash needs it. So there's a like that's interesting. I'm clearly in ZSS. Well, actually, I'm in ZSSH. So what happens if I go to bash and I do a curl like here? This if I do a curl for that, it's got the curl in it. So that's interesting. Bash versus ZSH operate differently, and that's just I don't use ZSH, so there we go. And then it says hello client from Ziti. This time I enrolled it in the Mac. I used the top level domain that doesn't exist, .ziti, and I was able to get through 3 samples by going through the exposition. maybe I'll also check out what a simple server look like from how much is OpenZiti in here? What do we do for OpenZiti? Not OpenZiti, not OpenZiti. None of this is Ziti. Serving a listener. This is a net listener, nothing ZD specific here. Listen address on a listener using net.listen, nothing ZD specific. We got a timeout. That's ZD right there. We're making a listen options. Max number of connections is 3. This is probably just for illustrative purposes. Config new from file. This is ZD bits. So we got to get our config. So we're reading our config file. That's our strong identity. Setting up the simple service name. I see that it is optional. I could maybe pass a different service name. Cool. Serving a listener. Where did the listener come from? Right here. There's the Ziti bits. So we have a main function that runs a new Go routine called Zetified server. And we do that because we're running two servers, remember? We're running that local host server and we're running a Zetified server. So I don't know why didn't you copy? Zetified server. So this little bit right here, most of this is all just getting ZD contexts, reading the thing, and then creating a new server and listening. And where's the serve function? Fine. Serve. Nope. There it is. And then it just serves the listener. Easy as that. Very little OpenZD required. You can have application embedded zero trust right there. Now, all right. So here's where we have fun. So we have the server running in the left screen. We have an identity on the Mac that's enrolled. I have other identities as well. So I have the Zcat client. So I should be able to, actually, let's do a curl minus V on this and see what that get looks like. All right, so I should be able to start. I'm going to get the right directory here. Should be able to start Zcat client locally and have it be able to contact the server on the left, the HTTP server, the Zetified server. So let's just try this. Let's see if we can make it happen. So I need to let's look at the policies that are involved with the dial policy. Needs to be simple service. This is also should be simple server, not simple service. So in order to be a client, I need to be a simple service. So let's modify. Let's see, ZD edge list identities name contains Zcat. So it's got Zcat clients. So let's do a ZD edge update identity Zcat client dash a simple service Zcat clients. Now it's got both. So now the Zcat client should be able to dial the simple server. The simple server is not bound by an identity though. So when I dial let's see if I can swap these. It's the wrong way to do it. Control Alt S. Oh, it goes that way, huh? Oh well. I'll just deal with it. I wanted that to be bigger, but I'll shrink it down. So now I want to run the Zcat example. Where's my Zcat example? Zcat. And does Zcat let me specify the service? Zcat service Zcat. No, that's creating Zcat. Where do I run it? Down here. I do get to specify the service. Okay, so I should be able to run this exact command, except not with Zcat, with the name of the simple server. Create service. Where did I create the service? Simple service. Again, probably should be called simple server. All right. Simple service is not found. Simple service. So let's come up here, ZD edge list. This is now some live debugging type of stuff. Simple service is not found. Let's do a ZD Edge policy advisor on identities, and this is the Zcat client. So the Zcat client doesn't have access to the service named simple service. That means I didn't make a policy properly. Edge create service policy, dial, simple service, right? Oh. It's clients, not simple service. Foon. Let's look at the identities again. Yeah. Geoff, where were you? You should have helped me out there. All right. So let's see. ZD update. ZD Edge update. This client, not simple service. You numbskull. Let's put in clients. Now we'll do our policy advisor. And we'll see that Zcat client can talk to simple service. Clear this one out and run this again. Connect it. Oh, did I get rid of my get request? Where'd that get? Okay, so I need to run this whole business. We're gonna handcraft an HTTP response because that's the way we roll. Need 2 returns. Copy that. Come over here. Paste it. We did it. We did it. Now it says hello client because I copied client. Where is this right here? Super hacker. We'll call it super hacker. And then we'll do, oops, whatever. I want to see this bigger. Come on, show people, show the world. Zcat, do that. We'll paste. Hello, super hacker from ZD. Look at that. That was pretty fun. So we got through 3 examples. Those READMEs are substantially better than before. One might say infinitely better because there probably weren't any from some of them. Very clear. A few bugs here and there, little things that caught me and tripped me up. But yeah, that is today's working session. Oh, let's go. Do we have the slide? Can we put the slide back up? Did that work? Yeah. Today's working session of ZD TV. And I've had fun. I hope you had fun. And we'll see you next time.